All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and next to me is Finn's
Hello,
Corner.
hello.
And we would like to welcome you to Mystery Movie Night at the Regal.
Yes, yes, always a mystery. Found out that even the Regal folks have no idea what the film is until it's, revealed at showtime.
Already in the chat. Emoji Queen, Lady Mist. The Bird Woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. New to my channel, The Iron Herder.
He's one of mine.
Right on. My Stalkerazzi, Lady B Elements. Wouldn't be right to do the show without her.
She says she's pumped for this one. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, right on. Cool. All right. Well, let's get to it. Well, here's something that was a little bit different this week. Is actually you and I both correctly guessed what the movie for this week was going to be.
Yes, because I couldn't think of anything else that was coming out that was PG. And it's close to official release date, but I remembered Lisa Frankenstein was just a few days before release date as well. So that's why I was wondering, and we're both speculating about it, and yeah.
Right.
That's what it was, y'all. If you were here,
we have
you knew what we guessed.
A similar situation here. A movie that is coming out in, I believe, 9 days. If I read that correctly.
Is it the 26th or something like this? It's
something like that, yes.
Late. I don't remember the official release date. It's soon. It's soon, y'all.
It is. And welcome, Future Man, Sashi. Hi, everyone. I'm here to congratulate Rachel Ziegler for her being named Best Action Hero.
So crazy. Paulie was covering that this afternoon, and he's seen the movie. I refused to watch. I didn't want to see it because she just rubs me wrong. And I heard she hardly did any action, so what the heck was this about? Why? What?
I mean,
over Tom Cruise? Are you kidding?
Right. And
oh my gosh.
Was the guy from Sisu nominated at least?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would have put him over her.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
People's Choice Awards, get a grip, man.
Oh, well, it's the people. They voted. I questioned their judgment, but whatever.
I should just start my own award show and get that over with.
We should just, at least Film Threat. They have their own award show.
Yeah.
So they're actually trying to do something about that nonsense.
All right. So, well, we will get to it and reveal to the folks, those of you who have not already guessed by now, tonight's movie was Ordinary Angels.
Yes, indeed. As soon
as...
A movie... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, a movie that includes Jack Reacher and Root, and no one got shot. I was kind of disappointed.
Right? And there was no wokeness either.
No, absolutely none.
At all. Yeah, I knew as soon as the opening, before it even showed any imagery, I heard the hospital beeping. I knew. I was like, okay, it's Ordinary Angels. It has to be. And sure enough. Yep.
So, a quick recitation of the plot. It opens on the birth of the young girl who becomes the center of the film. We have two young parents played by Alan Ritson and Amy Acker. Uh, uh, she gives birth to their second child. She then very quickly falls ill and passes away. This is all
Within
literally in the first couple of minutes of the movie. I was
right. With
very surprised. Um,
well, I knew that the mother was going to die. That's kind of your I
well,
believe that's pretty much implied in the trailer. You know
mhm,
it's a father. He's got these kids. Um so that didn't surprise me, to be
mhm,
honest, because they're just giving you the setup.
yeah,
And it
it-
happened
it-
within, I think, 5 years after the baby was born. So the little girl was
right,
5 when her mother died.
mhm,
That scene at the very beginning when he's sitting by her bedside
yeah,
and he takes her hand and he puts it on his face. And of course, she's out of it. She's about ready to. Oh my gosh, that got me. And it was a shot from far away. It wasn't like it was right up close, but you just knew
mhm,
that's what was happening. Oh my goodness, there were several
and
moments in here that got me, y'all.
oh yeah,
Like it intended to do. It did. It succeeded. My
mhm,
cold-hearted self. Polly says I'm dead inside. My cold-hearted self got a little bit teary-eyed. Oh, that
mhm.
rhymed. That rhymed.
And hello, Disney sheepherder. Yeah, I mean, I am.
Hi, Lady Mist.
I oh, and hello, Lady Mist again. Yeah, I am the. I'm the cynic. I'm the curmudgeon. I am the.
You're
I'm
the Paul
the. I will.
Giamatti and the holdovers.
Yeah. As there's a line in Spinal Tap. Why don't you try living life without an angel standing over your head? That's me. And you know, and so yeah, this got to my cynical, ice cold, wintry heart too.
It was, I
And
mean, you'd have to be inhuman for it not to touch you in some way, especially knowing that it was based on a true story.
mhm,
And I am now curious to dig into the true story. They do show footage at the end
they do.
of some of the part of the events depicted at the end. They show actual footage of that. I'm curious to know. Yeah, Lady V, right, a poet, of course. That just kind of came out of me. I don't know, just it worked anyway. um I'm curious to see how much was dramatized, because there were bits and pieces that were dramatized and maybe time compression going on in some parts.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Because it's kind of, real life doesn't necessarily follow the same sort of timeline set forth in a movie. So, for creative purposes, for dramatic purposes, they have to make changes. I'm curious to know how many of these changes happened. Uh,
Mm,
Her personal story, the story with her son. I'm curious to know, was that something that was really a thing? She was a troubled person. And when the story starts, okay, so they don't let you know this in the trailer, but she has issues.
oh yeah.
I don't believe they let you know this in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
About her?
Yeah, we didn't bring this up yet. Hilary Swank is in this film as well. Um, she's one of the leads. And no, in
I
the
mean, maybe we.
trailer, that the one trailer I recall seeing for this movie beforehand, which was actually quite a while ago. I had almost forgotten about that this movie was even a thing until
Mm,
they started bringing it up as a possibility to be this week's show. And
mm.
but yeah, they don't really, in the trailer they don't really go into her background
And I think that was a
too
good
much.
idea,
Yeah.
because when it starts off, we get an idea as to what's up with her.
Hmm.
And then she finds out about this little girl and the family, and she's very motivated and driven to help. And what's going so I knew right away, as soon as she would just like threw herself into trying to help this family, I knew, well, this is because of this issue. that she
Hmm.
has. This is like sort of a replacement for that. And this is it's like her struggles, the stuff that's going on with her internally.
Hmm.
She's throwing herself just maniacally into this situation to try to help, and it
Right.
was, I guess in a way kind of a therapeutic sort of thing she was trying to achieve. And I felt that helped a lot, because otherwise it'd be like, why the heck, why is this total stranger
Right.
just so driven to do these things? And of
Yeah.
course it makes sense.
She dives headlong into a situation that
Oh yeah.
she has absolutely nothing to do with.
Yeah,
You
she's a
know,
complete
um,
stranger, you guys, like.
a complete and total stranger who
Mm-hmm.
shows up at the mother's funeral
Yes.
to kind of give
Oh
condolences, and
my gosh, it was a
and
little cringe.
yeah, because she's kind of,
A
and
mess.
I'll just say this up front, and hello to both Dulcimerist and Darth Plato. Um, the movie that came to my mind right away was Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah, kind of in a sense, I guess.
Yeah, this is like a PG Aaron Brockovich in a way. You know,
Kind
it
of. Yeah, she was a
kind of,
funeral crasher, Sashi.
yeah,
Kind of, except Erin Brockovich, she had the issues that Erin Brockovich had weren't necessarily internal struggles. They were just things happening to her externally. She's a single mom. She had these kids. She
yeah.
had to, so, but I get what you mean. Is a
But
similar-ish
it's
sort of setup.
yeah, it's that same, you know, she's throwing herself headlong into this situation that, in the case of this movie, she has nothing to do with, and
Mm-hmm.
and how she goes about trying to better the situation for this family was kind of reminiscent to me anyway of Aaron Brockovich. But I don't want anybody thinking that this is like a rip-off movie or anything, because it
No,
really isn't.
no, it's just
Um,
based on an actual true
yeah.
event and true
Um,
people, real people, like Aaron
you know,
Brockovich was. But
well, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely not. So we've all seen these types of stories before. A lot of times when there's a true life story, true life inspirational story, it kind of follows a certain pattern. I feel like this is
Mhm.
really no different. But that's not necessarily a detriment to the film. For me, it wasn't anyway. I
No.
enjoyed it. It's not necessarily a movie that I would have chosen to go see on my own, but that is not because of the movie. That's just because this is not necessarily
Your thing.
subject. Yeah, it's not necessarily my thing. Um, but
Mhm.
there's nothing. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It's just, there's just some things you like more than others. And I sound like a Scrooge because we're talking about a true story, an inspirational, very touching story. But it
Mhm.
was really good. Everyone in the theater liked it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I know what
mean,
you're talking
this.
about now. I looked it up. I've seen trailers of it.
oh yeah, I've seen trailers of it. Sorry, my son's in the room as well.
Oh no, it's okay.
Don't mind me.
He's the background noise.
I'm gonna mute him. By the way, check out a new episode, everybody, tomorrow at 3:45.
What? Are you plugging your own channel?
Yes.
Oh
I'm
my
plugging my own
gosh.
channel.
Hey, go for it.
New review episode at 3:45
A new episode of what?
PM.
Of what?
A review episode.
Oh, he's got a new review coming up on his channel, everybody. Y'all.
3:45
All right
on
on.
rumble.com or youtube.com. Be there.
Okay. You plugged yourself.
Cool.
Be there. It is going to be a family-friendly experience.
If our two primal urges are public speaking and dying, then the absolute worst thing would be delivering your own
Bring your own
eulogy.
eulogy. Absolutely.
You have a good point there. Oh, I'm not going to tell him you said that, Lady V. It'll go to his head.
All right. Well,
Do you have it set
Yep.
as a premiere, Arturo, or?
No, it's
Oh,
too
okay.
All right.
His channel is Arturelia. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
plugging it for him.
Thank you.
Please.
You're welcome.
Wrench,
All
just
right.
plug his channel, please. All right. So one of the things that really does worry me about the movie, it didn't bother me at all, and
Mhm.
but I know it's something that
I think
kind of
it's
wears on some YouTubers. Is I'm afraid that this movie is going to be pigeonholed as a faith-based movie.
I knew you were going to say that. I was just about to say, oh, is it because of the religious element? You know, there
Mm.
definitely were those threads, but it didn't feel like it was so heavy-handed that it was obnoxious. You know what I
No,
mean? There was a movie recently. Oh gosh. It's a movie I've talked about that was, oh my goodness, it was a
was
movie
it
that
The
came out.
Shift
No, it was
or another one?
no. N- oh, Sound Freedom.
Oh,
There was a lot of faith based stuff that was referenced there, but it wasn't a faith based film.
mm-hmm.
This felt like maybe had more undertones of faith being a faith based film, but at the same time, it was also just this story about these people. And I didn't feel like it was smacking me over the head too much with it. There were some moments, this father and these struggles that he's having a crisis of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And so it touches on that a little bit, but it to me it didn't get to the point where it was too sappy, like there was that moment with him and his daughter and they were at the wife's grave site and the
Mm-hmm.
daughter was talking to God or praying or whatever, and it was brief, didn't last long, and it wasn't something that just kind of just sapped all the energy out or anything. It was just this brief comment that he makes at the very end of that scene, and then it moves on to another one.
Right.
So I felt like it was pretty tasteful. If you're totally averse to anything like that, well, then maybe it will get. I mean, if you don't like any reference at all to spirituality or belief in any way, but I feel like this is something that can be enjoyed by most people
Yeah.
that don't, that aren't bothered by things like that. I mean, it's stuff that's referenced in so many movies anyway. Movies that have nothing to do with it, but there's often references, and this maybe a little bit more, just because of the people involved and the subject matter, and but I thought it was handled well.
I I think we need more movies like this.
Definitely uplifting films, but also very touching films that make you stop and think about life and about the way people can come together to help others. That's inspirational stuff there.
Lady V says, sounds more like a Lifetime
Kind of,
movie, but then again, some of those ain't bad. Um,
probably a little. I feel like it. I feel like it hits harder than your typical
oh
Lifetime
yeah.
movie because Hilary Swank is a really good actor,
Mm-hmm.
and her performance in here was very good, especially when you find out about her struggles. I felt like she was very sympathetic, and I felt really sorry for her because you know what she's dealing with on the inside, and yet she's keeping up this strong, upbeat personality. She's just going to go in there and help these people, because she's just being so strong. And it reminds me in a way of how uh, it's been talked about before about the struggles that, like, let's say comedians have. Some of the saddest people are comedians.
Mm-hmm.
They spend their whole life trying to make everybody else laugh to, I guess, help try to deal with their sadness inside. And that's kind of what she reminded me of a bit in here.
Yeah, and well, everybody's pretty good across the board in this movie. And Alan Ritson, he gets a chance to really stretch some acting muscles in this as well.
Definitely, he was
Yeah.
really good in here. Really, really good. You
Mm.
can tell he's got the dramatic acting chops.
Oh yeah.
You don't see too much of that in Reacher because he's so stoic and so
Mm-hmm.
stone faced. But in
Right.
here, very touching. There were some scenes that were quite moving. Just the expressions on his face. You know, he didn't have to say too much. And he didn't. He wasn't a very vocal person. Okay, Arthur,
No.
get the camera out of my face. Sorry. My son, stop. Jeez.
Well, anyway. But yeah, everybody's good across the board in this movie. Nancy Travis, who I haven't seen anything in a while. It was good to see
Right.
her. It's the grandmother.
Yeah, and I was
And
trying to do the math. Honestly, I was like, Nancy Travis. There's no way she's old enough to be his mother. And then I was like, wait a second, she was one in 3 Men and a Baby, and that was back in the '80s. So yes, she definitely
yeah,
is. She definitely could have, because she still looks great.
because
I think.
I had that moment where I was like, wait,
Did
oh
you?
my God.
Yes.
Wait a
Oh
minute.
my
If
gosh.
she's the grandmother, then oh no.
It's like, wait, what?
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she is the grandmother, and she is there with the
Yeah.
family, helps out a lot, and it's been a bit. I don't remember what the last movie was I saw her in. Been a good while.
It is. Well, I know she was on that show with Tim Allen.
Which show? The home show?
Uh,
The
no. The Last Man Standing, where he runs kind of like one of those
Oh, I never watched that show.
um
I never saw that.
pro
Is that the
bass
one?
stores or whatever. I know what I'm thinking of, but I don't remember the name. Um, and I think Caitlin Deaver was like their daughter in that. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's been a while. I was trying to think, if she was in anything like since that showing off the air. Because it's weird because it's one of those shows that it switched networks and it was gone for a couple of years and then came back, and
I
so
have a
that
vague
kind of
memory of
messes with the
hearing about
timeline.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I never saw it.
but
Never
anyway,
watched it.
um,
So yeah, it was
but yeah, great,
good movie.
good
I enjoyed it.
cast in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good interactions
Mhm.
with the characters. I really liked the friendship she had with the lady she worked with.
Mhm.
I like them together. Um, it was funny because I can't even remember that character's name, but she would just give this look, and you knew exactly what she felt about what was going on. Yeah, good supporting cast for sure.
Right.
So I mean, I don't have
Um,
I don't have a ton to say about it other than it was good. It was
no,
touching.
um,
I think it's worth a watch if you like
it
true
is.
stories, especially. Sorry, if you
Yeah.
like true stories.
Yeah. Swank always has a different hairstyle on her movies. It seems.
You know
Yeah.
what she
Does.
reminded me of in here?
What's that?
A character that she's played before. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen a movie from, oh gosh, maybe early 2000s, very early 2000s, or maybe very late 90s. It was a Sam Raimi film, and it was called The Gift.
Oh yeah.
She was in that, and she reminded me of that character because she was real Southern. Because
Mm-hmm.
in this film, she's from Kentucky, and so she's real Southern talking, just like she was in The Gift. It's a character she reminded me of. Kind of a similar crazy hairstyle too, except she was a different character, but it reminded me. Like they were
Mm-hmm.
different in some ways, but that's just what I was thinking of when I was watching this.
Yeah. Forgot she was in The Gift. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was another one with a really good cast.
I
Um,
love that movie. I
yeah,
love that
it's
movie.
been a while since I've seen it.
So
Um,
good.
and written by Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
indeed. And
interesting,
I didn't
interesting thing.
realize it had been directed by Sam Raimi, I think. Yeah, it was Sam
Mm-hmm.
Raimi? Yeah,
Pretty
because
sure. Yeah.
so I've always liked that movie. And then at some time last year when I was on Sound Booth Theater, because we do movie reviews when I'm on there every couple weeks, and that was one of the movies that we chose to do. And it was during that time when I was rewatching it and we were talking about it that I became aware of the fact that Sam Raimi did it.
Mhm.
And it doesn't I know he was a
Yeah.
scary bad guy though. He was wicked.
And then you find out there's actually somebody worse than him in that
Right.
movie too. So,
Yes. Yeah,
well, a couple of people who are worse than him actually.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
William Robert Thornton.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good movie. I can't think of
Yeah.
really any nitpicky things to say about it. I actually didn't write any notes for it, which is kind of unusual. That's not necessarily a
Mm.
bad thing. There wasn't. Oh, I did. I wrote one note about when he's sitting by his dying wife's bed and
Mm.
he takes her hand and he puts it on his face. I did write that down.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that gets easily touched and sheds a tear easily, you might want to bring some tissues because there are some touching moments. It's not anything that will have you sobbing and utterly downcast at the end or anything like that, but
Mm.
it was certainly, um, I know, it was a little heartbreaking in some parts.
But yeah, good movie. And like the previous couple of movies we've reviewed here, kind of a throwback
Mm-hmm.
to a different era. And they
Yep.
used to have movies like this all the time. Then they
Yep.
just stopped.
Yeah, there's been so much talk on YouTube by so many of our fellow YouTube content creators about this whole situation that's going on, in Hollywood with terrible writing, terrible stupid agendas being pushed. It's good to see that, yeah, every once in a while there's still some decent ones out there.
Yeah. Now, I did want to look up something here real quick before I risk misspeaking, because I noticed another name in the credits that I hadn't seen in a while, who was
Okay.
behind the scenes on this movie. And let me look up real quick, because I do not want to be wrong and look like an idiot.
Okay.
You shall consult the scrolls.
I'm going to mute and turn my camera off for a second because I got to take my asthma medicine. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. And bear with me for a moment, folks, as I doesn't say. Oh no. Yeah. I noticed another name that I hadn't seen in a while, with a major credit on this film, and we'll go into that a little bit more. And okay, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm back. So it doesn't take long.
Okay.
I was just
Oh,
puffing, but I figure you guys don't want to see and hear it, so I just mute.
I see.
So were you right about the person?
So it seems, yeah, Meg Tilly
Oh,
as a co-screenwriter on the film.
I did
And it
not
was like,
even notice
wow.
that name at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know she wrote.
Apparently.
Okay, I haven't seen her in forever.
According to Letterboxd, this is her only screenwriting credit, but
Seriously.
interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a name I haven't seen for a while.
Yeah. Meg Tilly, for those of you who might be a little too young to remember, she's in The Big Chill. She was in the Abel Ferrara version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. She's in Psycho 2.
Yeah, she's been
Agnes
in some
of
other
God
stuff
was
I've
another
seen
one.
as well. Yeah, she's the
She did
cousin, I think, to Jennifer. Cousin or sister?
Sister, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's Meg. Well, he's referring. Meg was the writer. Jennifer is the other Tilly.
Yeah.
But Meg is also an actor. Sorry, she's been in different things, mostly from stuff in
Oh,
like the '80s is where I remember her from. Maybe
mhm.
early '90s. I don't know. It's been a bit since I've seen her.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it's cool seeing her name in there. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, not really much to negative to say about this one.
Yeah,
It's a very decent
yeah. This
it's a decent
it's
movie. It's well
interesting.
worth seeing. It's it's just under 2 hours, so it doesn't outstay its welcome.
Hmm.
It's not 3 hours for no reason.
Right.
Um, no agenda, just
Mm.
a good-hearted story. Um, about this woman kind of living a little bit on the edge when we first meet her, and she, you know, this little act of kindness that she does for this family, and that kind of inspires others to do the
Yeah.
same. And yeah, we need more movies like this, folks.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean,
this is
for sure.
a good one.
I mean, you get them all the time on Lifetime, but still, like I
Oh,
said, this one felt
I don't watch
like it
Lifetime,
had.
so
Yeah, I
yeah,
know, right? This one,
you know,
Lifetime stuff is, oh my gosh, it's like Lifetime and Hallmark, so cringe, so sappy. I can't.
yeah.
But this one definitely, it's a bit above those. So I didn't
Oh,
know that,
indeed.
Sashi. I did not know. Like, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I might, if they're the types of books that I'm actually interested in, I might check them out. See if I can find an
Yeah,
audiobook version.
based on this, yeah,
Okay. Was she the
for
only
sure.
screenwriter or just one
Uh,
of?
one of.
Okay. Who was the director of this? Cuz I didn't
Okay.
pay attention to that at all.
The other writer is Kelly Freeman Craig, and the director is John Gunn,
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that name up there.
who I am who I am not familiar
Me either.
with. Maybe we can look him up real quick here.
Lady V wants you to do some live readings. Deleted.
Oh.
So there's a suggestion
Mhm.
for upcoming content.
Hmm. Okay. Kelly Freeman Craig was also the screenwriter on The Edge of 17
Oh, okay. I didn't see
with
that movie. I
Haley
saw
Steinfeld and Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
All right. And
Has John Gunn directed anything that we know of at
he
all?
he according to IMDb, he did a movie called The Week in 2015,
So this is like
which
what, his
I am
second
not
movie?
familiar with. According to this, yeah.
Well, I think he did an adequate job.
Oh yeah.
So,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Says,
I
I
understand.
understand rom-coms, romances, comedies, action, etc. But is there an action romance category?
Yeah.
Romancing
Like
the Stone.
Romance in the Stone, Indiana Jones has romance in it. Oh
Um,
gosh, there's plenty. Plenty of those.
yeah.
I could do without romance in some of the action stories. Like I used to be the type of person that if I would watch an action story, I would get annoyed when a girl showed up.
Hmm.
Cuz it's like, "Oh my gosh, there's going to be the romance distraction." I still get annoyed when a girl shows up cuz half the time I feel like they don't belong in them. They just throw a girl in there just to have a girl.
Hmm.
Because I guess, well, maybe most female movie viewers aren't like me. But like the less women in a movie for me, sometimes I feel like the better, especially if it's a certain type of movie, you know? Like action. Oh, whatever. I have weird taste, I guess.
Well, your favorite movie is Terminator, so I'm thinking that.
Terminator 2. Terminator 2. Get
Terminator
it
2.
right. Delete it.
Well, it
And
was
before that it was The Terminator.
before that. It was
Of
the
course,
Terminator. So.
that involves romance, you guys. Has a
Yeah.
very interesting and important romance. But it was done well. Like it wasn't stupid. You know what I mean? And a lot of action sort of movies are so typical and so just and it's not always done right. But it was done right in Terminator.
Yeah. All right. So I think we can pretty much leave it there. Folks, Ordinary Angels.
Yep. Check
This
it
one
out if you like.
surprised me. It's a good one. 2 thumbs up.
Definitely. Agreed. I figured I would like it. So I was glad to see that this one was the movie. So if you like true stories, if you like character dramas, inspirational, touching stuff, I recommend this movie. And especially if you like the actors, if you like Hilary Swank, if you like Alan Ritchson, you know, some people might just want to watch it just because of Alan Ritchson. Maybe that's why I would have watched it in the future. Like, let's say, maybe I would have watched it on streaming or something. I would be because of him. So, but yeah, Hilary Swank does a really good job in here.
Indeed. All righty. Sin, what do you have? What do you have coming up?
Oh my gosh, what do I have coming up? Deleted. I'm still working on editing that reaction video to 10 words that Americans say that confuse Brits. I haven't put that one up yet. I'm still working on watching U-571 and also a Russian movie called something Major Grom Plague Doctor that I would like to do reviews for those whenever I finish them. But I don't have anything like, it's just kind of like, hopefully I can get something up this week. It's busy. I'm on different live streams and I have a day job. So that keeps me busy. Oh, this Sunday on the Cinema Squad, there's the 3rd annual Rubber Duckies Awards. If you don't know about the Cinema Squad, they're a group of fellow YouTube content creators, movie lovers who have created this YouTube channel. They each have their own separate channels too, but they will come together often and have live stream discussions about. Generally, it revolves around awards season and things like that. So 3 years ago, they created their own award show called the Rubber Ducky Awards, and so they open it up for voting. You can go in and vote on the ballot that they have, and then they have a day where they have their award show and they announce the winners. And so duckies, rubber duckies. Yep. So we collab, all of us different YouTubers, movie loving YouTubers, we collab and we'll do like we present, you know how they at the award shows they have different actors come out and present. So they tap different YouTubers to be presenters for different categories. So this year I'm the presenter for Best Actor. And so we make our little video spiel, we do our little thing, we send it into them, then they edit it all together. When they have the show, they play those segments and they'll usually discuss, they'll talk about the winner, talk about the different movies and things like that. So so I filmed my segment and sent it in on Friday night. And the show is on the 25th at 3 p.m. on the Cinema Squad, but also some of their other channels they're going to simulcast. So the only other one that comes off the top of my head is Lost in the Reel. He's going to simulcast it on his channel. But if you look for the Cinema Squad and the Rubber Duckies, you'll find it somewhere, 3 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. So some of the presenters get really cute and creative. I'm boring as can be. So mine are pretty simple. I just like, here's the nominees, here's the winner. I can't, like, some people get all dressed up and they have this whole theme going on, and it's really great, but that's not me. And so I don't even pretend to do anything like that. I just kind of cut and dried. I do have a little spicy drum roll that I play at the end right before I announce the winner. So yeah, that's what I got coming up.
Alrighty. Lady V has a question in regards to Alan Ritson. Is he yummy?
He's yummy.
The ladies like him. Yeah.
He's yummy. So I like Alan Ritson. Well, I started watching Reacher. I'd never really noticed him as an actor until Reacher season 1. I'm not crazy about season 2. It's not working for me so much. But Alan Ritson, so he's this big, huge guy. He reminds me a little of my brother. Not that he looks like my brother, but he's huge like my brother. One of my brothers is a bodybuilder. So he is very openly, he doesn't hold back about his faith because he's a Christian. And so he does like videos and stuff where he talks about things like that. Then he started to open his mouth a little bit about political stuff. And it was like, yeah, no, just don't. Just stop. Don't do that. Because you're going to piss off half of the audience. No matter what you say, just don't do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that he does too much of that. Not that he did a lot. It was just like a video, and it got under a lot of people's skin. And but anyway, he seems like a pretty good guy, and he's actually a decent actor. He played in, I think, the first Hunger Games. He was one of the contestants, which I didn't realize when I first saw it. And he played Aquaman in one of those shows. Flash or Green Lantern? I mean, Green Arrow. One of those. He was Aquaman. Well, thank you. You're very kind to say that, but I'm not very creative. I just like, this is just the way I am. I just talk.
All right. The viewer Drew has a question for everyone. What do you think is the worst movie of 2009?
2009?
Wow.
Drew, that's kind of random because I don't remember a lot of movies from 2009. I would have to refresh my memory. I am sorry, but I can't answer that question because I honestly, I can't remember what was a bad movie from 2000. I remember Sherlock Holmes, and I loved it. I try to. That's just the way I present myself. Because I don't have the time or the energy to create a persona just for YouTube. So I'm just going to sit down and talk about these movies. So
I don't even remember where I was in 2009.
I remember I have a fond memory of 2009 Christmas Day going to go see Sherlock Holmes, and it was so much fun. So much fun. And that theater was packed. People were sitting on the stairs.
2012. Hello, Simon.
I just like the remake of the. Really? Do you mean the American remake? I actually liked that. I liked the original, and I liked the American version. Now, I wasn't so crazy about this American sequel. That one didn't work too well for me. So, the neutrinos have mutated.
Mutated. Okay.
What's that from? That's a movie quote, I'm sure, but I don't know. I don't know what it's from, Simon.
Yeah, I had a baby that year.
Baby that year. That would be a memorable year.
Indeed. All right. All right. I guess that brings it on over to me. I have, of course, my weekend update. Thursday night, tentatively scheduled for 11:30. Earlier that day, actually, I will be back here for Action Theater with Jedi Bill, and we are going to be watching the director's cut of Heat.
Oh, okay. I was talking about that the other day with my brother. Okay.
And, of course, that gets us on over to Sunday, where I'm going to be joining Jedi Bill again for Western Cinema Presents. And we are going to be watching a movie called A Murder in Yellowstone City
What year did that come
from
out?
last year. So it's a
It
fairly
came
new
out
one.
last. Oh,
It did.
okay.
It's got about a black sheriff that rides into town, and there's a murder, and of
Okay.
a kind of a prominent citizen, and he's got to solve it. So it's kind of like a murder mystery western.
I like those. I like
Yeah,
murder mysteries.
it's Isaiah Mustafa, Gabriel Byrne, Thomas Jane, and
Oh.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, okay. That actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
and after we watch the movie, we're going to review it.
Where's it available on?
Don't
Look it
know
up on.
actually.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up
I'm
on
going to
Letterboxd.
assume it is on streaming somewhere, I'm sure.
It's what's the title again?
Murder at Yellowstone City.
Okay, as a 2022, and oh, it's available on AMC Plus and Hulu and Hoopla and DirecTV. Obviously, you have to be subscribers to those, but it's also available on different digital outlets to purchase. I'm gonna put that in my watch list.
The Viewer Jew says movies that came out in 2009: Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Aliens in the Attic, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, that would be one that would be on my list. For worst, Terminator Salvation, which I actually kind of liked.
Yeah, I don't hate that movie.
Yeah. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. The best thing I have to say about that is, well, at least we got a live action G.I. Joe movie.
No.
Wasn't good, but we got a live action
Yeah.
G.I. Joe movie.
I think I mentioned I would on this list I would pick Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I haven't seen all of the films on here though.
Was Revenge of the Fallen the second one of Transformers?
Yes, I believe, because I think the first one came out in 2007.
Okay, then that would be on my list too. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't as good as, but I wouldn't say that was the worst for me.
Well, I think Filmento did a whole video about that, and that was a movie that was pretty much filmed without a script.
The second Transformers?
The second one, yeah, there was no script.
Gosh.
There was bullet points because there was a writer's
What?
strike.
Oh.
So the script wasn't finished.
Okay.
So it was yeah.
Okay.
Simon says in 2012, that's not something neutrinos do. They're fundamental particle, not biological. Okay, you're off on this neutrino thing. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, he's talking
All
about.
right.
Yeah, he's talking about. I haven't seen that movie, so.
Okay. Heat, that sexy movie. Well,
it's like a crime.
Depends on how you mean. It's more of a crime drama, really. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah, they're probably.
Okay, let's see. Fast and the Furious 4, didn't see it. Night at the Museum 2, didn't see that. Oh, puppy.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. they're going to bed.
There we go. Good to see that the little one's up and around.
Which one? Mine?
The dog.
Or yeah. They're going out for their last pee break, and then they're going to bed. I was happy to see that Polly's little doggy is doing better.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Drew. That's Levi, our
Right.
poor little old man who's blind. If you couldn't tell, his eyes are completely white,
Mhm.
but he gets around pretty good
Okay.
still.
Drew, remind me, which one was Final Destination 4? Because if that was if that was the crash during the NASCAR race, then yeah, that was definitely pretty bad.
So that would be
That's
your
my
worst for 2009.
that's my least favorite the Final Destination movie. So I was
Oh,
wondering if it
okay.
was. Um,
I don't think I've seen any one of those all the way through.
haven't seen 2012, but I hear it's not good. It's
Uh,
just your standard disaster movie.
yeah.
It's Roland Emmerich. Yeah,
Wasn't that the same guy that did Moonfall?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't
Oh,
see Moonfall, so
oh bless your heart. It was terrible. It was so bad. I wanted to just be home working instead of watching Moonfall. It was bad.
Final Destination 4 was the one at the racetrack. Yeah, that movie was a bad one. Yeah, I didn't like that one at all.
I'll be staying away.
Yeah. The rest of them are fine, but that's that fourth one. Ugh.
How many have there been in total?
5 or 6.
Oh,
They keep
okay.
threatening to do a new one, but
Threatening, huh?
yeah. Because without giving it away, the way they ended the last film was a perfect. It was a good little, and it's what made me like that final movie.
Hmm.
Was that it just the way they wrap not the way they wrapped up the whole series really, because it kind of circles back on itself.
Oh, okay.
It's like, wow, that was a pretty ballsy ending. I like that ending. I said, leave it alone.
Hmm.
You said what you had to say with those movies. Don't do another one. Leave it
Well,
where you left it.
they just can't help themselves when it comes to franchises.
You know, I mean, the only way to do it, if they insist on doing it, the only way to do it would be just like a reboot movie. I'm not saying do that because I do not want them to
I
do.
was gonna
Do
say,
not,
don't.
you know,
We have enough reboots as it
we
is.
do. But yeah, but the fourth one is my least favorite of that movie. It still boggles my mind that Days of Thunder was a decent movie when all it comes down to is one man, desire, turning left. Well, I
Right?
mean,
I
there's
never
even
watched that either.
a commercial, or there was a commercial years ago with a bunch of NASCAR drivers where they actually made a joke about that. Turn left and then take another left and take another, and then the guy's acting like he's confused. Huh?
Gosh.
Just go left. Um, Let me guess. Final Destination 4 was the sequel to Final Destination 3.
Good
Yes.
guess.
Correctamundo. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. Chat, thank you all very much.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
everyone.
It's always nice. Nice to chat.
Thank everyone who watched us on Twitter. I can't see you, but I know that you're there, and there were a few of you. So thank you. If you like what you see, please go to Sins and Mine channel. Hit the like, share out the streams, and if you are new to our channels, please subscribe. I want to thank everyone. That's your Rumble page, correct?
Yes. Rumble.
Okay. So hello to
Rumble and
everybody.
my channel. Yes.
Hello to everybody on Rumble,
Yes. Hello,
and
Rumble folks.
and everyone in the chat. Lady V, Lady Mist, Connie Cleary, Iron Herder, Simon Smith, View with Drew, I should have kept track of who was in the chat during the show.
Oh,
All right. Iron Herder, if I didn't say already.
I think you've mentioned most
Simon, of
people.
course.
Sashi was
Sashi.
here.
Dulcimerist.
Dulcimerist, yeah.
Disney Sheepherder. All right.
You have your ticket yet
Darth
for the
Plato.
next movie?
Right. The next movie is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep.
I already have my ticket.
Oh, same.
And it looks like I will be sitting in exactly the same seat I was sitting in tonight. So
I usually choose the same seat too, which is right next to the lady that I usually hang with during these movies. So it's another PG film.
It is.
At 7.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I usually try to sit in the back row.
Yeah, back middle is my favorite spot.
But same as this evening, they're already claiming that the back 3 or 4 rows have already been booked up. Yet when I went there tonight, nobody was sitting in any of those seats.
Something weird was going glitchy at our Regal as well, and on the app. So when we looked on the app, it was showing before the movie even started. It was acting like it wouldn't let people buy tickets, that it was full, but there was only like 6 people in the theater. It was really weird, and our location was the only one in our area that did that. And we talked to one of the managers afterwards, and he didn't know what was up. There were people that came in to buy a ticket. The system wouldn't let them. They knew it wasn't full. They just let them go in. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, weird.
All right. But yes, everybody's saying goodbye to each other. Thank you. Book theater seats, freaky. Yeah. You never know. Could have been ghosts.
Weird.
Little haunted mansion action. Okay. Okay, I'm getting punchy here. All right. Thank you all once again for being here. This has been Mystery Movie Night at the Regal. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Same time, same place. Unless it's super long, and then we'll be late.
But we will do our best not to be. All right. Thank you all once again for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. And go check out Ordinary Angels. You won't be disappointed.
Yep. Definitely good.
From HQ and all points, north, south, east, and west. Good night. Take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win.